Today we have a special edition covering real estate industry and how AI is impacting their operations, and especially in marketing. So, what something that's noteworthy is that AI now has moved into the phase where IT moved. It became a department. IT initially wasn't a department. It became a standard at some point when now IT became very impactful in company workflows. Now, AI has entered the same phase, and our work is to show businesses how to navigate that whole process. And today we are picking a case study, how would a real estate company do that? So, and especially in their marketing. Let's see. Of course, we have friends who run real estate companies. In fact, one of our office neighbors is a real estate company, and every 3 months they hire agents. You just see a herd of people, new faces every time, every like 2-3 months. And so most real estate companies think they need more agents every time, but they don't. What they need is leverage. I remember they approached us to help them strategize on their marketing, but they are still very wired in their old thinking of they need. So I remember I dematerialize fully because the notion that they need, it's only more people that can drive the outcomes is so embedded in them. And so the whole session today is trying to show how the paradigm, the new paradigm, the way things should be done. But let's just look at traditionally and example of such a real estate company. So every problem was just, throw agents, more people, hire more people, more agents to go do sales in the field. So not enough inquiries, hire more agents. Not enough listings, hire more agents. Growth slows, hire more agents. And for years, this made sense because marketing production was expensive. Automating stuff was expensive. But that changes now. That changes now. So let's just look at how that changes. So, but first, let's look at the truths, the facts. So real estate companies aren't really in property business when you think about them, because maybe they don't even own a property and they're in between. Like the real estate companies are just existing, just different. They have a lot of models which they embrace. Some don't even own property. So their work is conversation. It's linking the property owner to a client and then they get a commission. For example, that's one example of a real estate agency. So at the core of these businesses is that they are selling conversations. They get paid to be the intermediary here in between. So, and the customer journey most of the time looks like something like discovery, interest. Somebody discovers this real estate agency and then they show interest in the properties they have. They inquire. Somebody from the agency follows up. Then there's viewing, and then there's negotiation. And then, so the property is really the outcome for the client, right? So the client gets the property, the real estate agency gets the commission, and the owner of the property gets the money, right? So these two people get the money, and there's one person who gets the property. So just in a nutshell, that's it. But what's the real bottleneck here? So let's first look at the myth. Most companies, real estate companies, believe that they have an agent problem. So they don't have enough people to handle demand. But that's not really the case, because they hire people to think that these people are going to come and generate demand, which is, it's a very inverted kind of thinking. But in real sense, they have a visibility problem. So potential buyers never discover the property. They never inquire. They never enter the funnel. So no inquiry, no viewing, no sale. That's the reality on the ground, as we normally say here in Kenya. So, but what's the paradigm? It's that this is the what would be the dream marketing department rather than just having people you've stacked up agents, people calling people left, right, and center? You want we've seen the funnels. You want every touch to be handled by a profession. If it's advertising, there's people running ads. If it's a website, it's a webmaster who knows their stuff. If it's content, it's somebody who understands their thing. If it's design, it's people who know what they're doing. Again, lead generation, it's people who know what they're doing. So, but this seems impossible, especially for SME level kind of real estate agencies. So, but let's see, what could this future, so to say, or the dream, the dream team that, so they previously is that they need marketing, they have marketers, they need designers, they need design, they have designers, they need content, they have content creators. But what if we now made AI a department? The way we normally have IT department, it means that we are deploying capability. It means that you have your people work, you have a team consisted of both AI workers and people, normal human beings, right? So it's a hybrid kind of a team. That's how I see it. I don't want to say we are replacing people because I think we still need people. But you want to delegate your work to AI. You want your AI to do the work you would probably have done, right? So we definitely have a case study prepared here, and the team will definitely showcase these capabilities of AI workers. Let's imagine a typical real estate company, one you've probably seen before or maybe run yourself. So the reality is that you don't have enough inquiries, the pipeline is thin and unpredictable, poor online presence, website is outdated or non-existent. These are things we have seen on the ground. Expensive lead generation, you run campaigns and then no customers come by. Then slow content production, listings go live without compelling copy, or some properties never get listed on the website. So now this is where the magic happens. Instead of hiring 6 specialists, you want a webmaster, a design person, a social media person. You want to deploy these capabilities by AI, right, in a single afternoon. So first, you will need the website team, but it's an AI worker, right? It's not really a physical person. And why does this matter? And why would you still need a website that is run properly, but then the AI can come and really intervene? So it's because when on the ground there's people who don't have website, there's a company who don't have website, and then there's the ones who have, and they have a pathetic website, right? So somebody's calling me, but I'll get to them. So let's just proceed. So yeah, so with no website, there's no trust, no buyers, no fast conversation, and then you have the poor website. It's poor conversion, traffic arrives but never becomes an inquiry, right? So then there's a listing team, right? Every property needs a complete optimized listing page, not just a photo and a price, right? Property description, amenities, location highlights, SEO optimization. Every property listing is actually a sales page. So most companies treat it like administration. So the best treat it like marketing. I remember we actually had a conversation on listings when we met, when the agency came, and they're like, oh, we have. They were like, hey, don't even touch this website because the person, it can break and we won't be able to reach our webmaster, right? But the AI doesn't have, with AI, you won't have those concerns. In fact, AI is just asking, give me the job, I do it, right? So then we have the lead generation team. The lead generation team is, what do? And in this case, it's the AI will build the lead capture pages, the proper inquiry funnels, contact forms, viewing request flows, and then this is how the funnel actually looks like. We've already talked about that, right? So then you have the advertising team. You have them, you want to advertise on something like Meta. You want to retarget, and then you want to do display ads maybe on Google. So you need a lot of creatives, email ad creatives. You need many of them. So you need a an agent, an AI worker that can do great creatives, and we're gonna see how we can make great ad creatives using AI. So, coming back, we said real estate companies, agencies have attention problem, right? So most properties don't have a demand problem; they have attention problem. People can't buy what they never discover. That's a quote, anonymous quote. Somebody said that at some point, right? So advertising is the engine that drives discovery, and discovery is where the sale begins. Without it, even the best property sits unseen. That's a reality, and this is true to any business, right? So real estate companies, there's a lot of physical designs that need to be done. It could be brochures, PDF presentations, investor packs, sales sheets, all that. Again, with AI, that becomes very easy to produce, right? You have the content, social media content, market updates. You want to educate people. There's a lot of things you need to post on social media. That also needs to be taken care of. You have an AI worker that does that. So with AI, you can actually just deploy a whole department with teams in an afternoon, and that's what we're gonna see. So this isn't really about AI. It's about leverage. The way IT gave us leverage, now you can imagine the leverage AI gives us. So let's see. So what's the future of real estate marketing? The old model is, and like there's people already using AI, but not in this sense, in the sense that you're actually deploying a team. That mindset is very important, to know that you're actually deploying teams, not just tools. Because tools ask what? One task at a time, one person at a time. It's the same old model of just bring more agents. But when you deploy a team, you see it as a team, it's very different, right? In this session, definitely, we hope it's going to inspire you to start building your AI marketing department. Whichever business you're in, this is not exclusive to real estate. So